In the week ahead, a crucial run of labor market data is set to be released as GOP lawmakers on Capitol Hill begin working on making sure you do not see a huge tax increase with those Trump tax cuts set to expire this year. Joining us now to discuss is former White House economic advisor Steve Moore. Good morning to you, sir. If those Trump tax cuts do expire this year, you say it's going to be the largest tax increase on middle-class families and small businesses in modern times. How much is it going to cost an average family?
Yeah, great to be with you, Jan. And this is something that I think a lot of people don't understand, that if Congress takes no action at all, then you're going to be looking at about a $3,000 tax increase average per family. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
And it is also true that the small business tax rates will rise too. So it's an imperative for Trump to get this done. There's a lot of talk about right now, you've been probably following the inside baseball debate about whether this should be done after they do the border security and after the energy policy, or as Trump said yesterday, maybe one big, beautiful bill. But I think one of the things that people like myself and Larry Kudlow and others have been arguing is you got to get this done quickly. You can't wait until the end of the year when anything can happen. And remember, Jan, Republicans only have, a 2 or 3 seat majority in the House. They have a 3-seat majority in the Senate. So it's going to be razor tight getting this thing through. But that is the battle ahead.
Yeah, and as you said, race against the clock at this point, because nobody can afford an extra $3,000 as it is in taxes. We're going to get a final snapshot, by the way, of the labor market with the jobs report this week. What can we expect, and how are you feeling about the economy as we do begin this new year?
I think the job market is still pretty strong. I think the jobs are out there. I always look at 2 issues when I see that jobs report come out on Friday morning. One is what happened to people's incomes? Did their incomes rise? Did their wages rise faster than inflation? Because the last 4 years, that hasn't been the case. I think everybody would love to see a turnaround on that. And then labor force participation. Are more Americans getting into the labor market? Because for many companies, they have a shortage of workers, not a shortage of jobs. But I think we'll have a healthy report. What I got to tell you, though, there was a big report yesterday, and the market fell a little bit because there is some worry that inflation is rearing its ugly head again.
That's not good, especially when you think about the Fed's meeting later this month and what that can mean for interest rates. As you predicted, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has resigned as the Liberal Party leader. His approval rating taking to 22%. And you say that's really largely because he was an authoritarian bully who has killed Canada's economy. Canadians and really people around the world, Steve, are tired of progressive governance. Did you expect it to happen so fast, though?
No, I didn't. And by the way, I think I predicted on your show about a month ago.
Yeah, you did. You actually did.
We would see a lot of these governments around the world topple because Trump is popular. And the agenda that he's talking about isn't just popular in the United States, but a lot of people around the world are saying, hey, we need somebody who's going to put our country first and put workers first. And so I think you're going to see the government in Britain fall. I think you're going to see the leadership in Germany and other countries as people want more of a populist leader like Donald Trump. So but remember, Trudeau was a hardliner on COVID. He locked up Canada. People are still angry about that. And the economy isn't doing very well in Canada. So you have those combinations and you have a Trudeau on the way out.
Plus his failed immigration policies as well. That has really been a huge problem for Canada. Biden blocked the $15 billion sale of U.S. Steel to a Japanese company, as we know. He says he was doing it to protect jobs here in America. Company officials have come out really blasting him since then because he's saying right now he's putting current steel workers at risk of losing their jobs. What does this mean ultimately, Steve, for U.S. Steel's future?
I think that I'm very much in favor of this deal. It's about $15 billion of Japanese investment in the United States. Japan is not an enemy of the United States. This is not 1935.
Exactly.
The big enemy in the United States is of course China, its neighbor, and so China is trying to take over the world steel market. This investment is, I think, good for workers, good for investors, good for America. Trump is on the fence on this one, so this is going to be kicked over to him. But I think Trump is a great deal maker. I think I've talked about some of these steel workers. They want the deal because they think it'll save their jobs.
Yes. You just nailed it. And it'll be interesting to see how Trump navigates this. Former White House economic advisor Steve Moore, always great to see you. Happy New Year.
You too.